Alright guys, well I'm going to go over the setup real quick. Had a lot of questions about it. Some good questions, some kind of dumb questions. So I guess first of all, let's kind of go over what I'm going for with this setup. This is supposed to be kind of a do-everything rifle. Alright, so that's why it's a 14.5, it's pinned and welded. Got my suppressor, it's pretty fucking long, so that is one downside to this. I am going to get a shorter 5.56 suppressor later on. This is a very much full-size 308 can. But because of that, this gun has essentially, sorry for that noise, because of this suppressor being a 30 cal can and it having, 9 3/4 inches worth of volume, this gun has almost no back pressure whatsoever when shooting. My ejection pattern really doesn't change that much whenever I put the can on and whenever I take it off. It's pretty consistent. It does change my point of aim by about 2 mils, just because, it is a pretty heavy can and it's sticking way out here. Anyway, so it is 14.5 inch barrel and it's an Aero Precision upper. And so I got this for, I think, $350. So again, this is not meant to be some kind of, precision, shoot dime size groups at 1,000 yards kind of a gun. It's a budget kind of SPR, GPR type setup here. That being said, I have been able to take this rifle and shoot out to 800 yards. I was using the AAC 75 grain Boattail hollow point, and well, I'm not going to say that, I was, smacking steel every single trigger pull. I was definitely hitting a lot more than I was missing. So I'll call that a win. So gotta go over the components of this real quick. For the stock, I've just got a regular old MOE stock from Magpul. Inside, I've got an H3 buffer, which also helps reduce some of the recoil and kind of slows the bolt down a little bit and makes this an extremely soft shooting rifle. Got the camo form wrapped around here, mainly just so this doesn't wiggle as much. I've got some electrical tape in here to kind of shim this area just to take down some of the wiggle. Also, the camo form helps me not rip out all my facial hair when I shoot this. So, standard charging handle. Like I said, it's an Aero upper. The lower receiver is just an old M&P15 lower that I had laying around. It's in spec. I don't really care what you say. If it's in spec, it's in spec. So that's what I've got on there. I'm running a BAD lever, which I really enjoy. So the optic setup is usually what I've got the most questions about. And listen, some of them are kind of dumb questions, but I'll go ahead and answer them here. So the Aero Precision mount, with this particular scope setup, there is no way for me to slide this forward and then put this red dot in front. The mount hits the objective bell and it just is not going to work. I tried it. I tried several different ways, different positions. Doesn't work. Okay. That being said, a lot of people are wondering why I've got it set back here, because then, I can't see my elevation turret to dial. Well, I don't dial. This gun and this setup is meant to be rapid engagement. I'm not going to be sitting there dialing elevation, dialing my windage, and all that. Okay, it's supposed to be rapid engagement. The reticle that's inside this scope is clearly set up to be kind of a DMR style reticle. It's got a segmented circle with a dot in the middle, one MOA dot, and then it's got a Christmas tree all the way down. So that to me is clearly a reticle that you're supposed to hold. There's no windage marks near the one MOA dot. The closest windage mark you've got is 1 whole mil, and for me that's not what I would used for a precision rifle. This is, like I said, for rapid engagement. So again, questions I have about this, a lot of people wonder, and I made a video about this already, is this turret blocking my view? No, it's not at all. It just isn't. And also, some people are asking, you know, because I made a comment about having a better field of view. I just want you to think about this for just a second, because I understand you shoot with both eyes open. Field of view really doesn't matter all that much. However, if you were to if you take your hand and you make a circle and you stick it out, I don't know, a foot away from your eye, and if you've got both eyes open, yes, you can see straight through it, and it works fine. You know, you've got your hand is kind of halfway out of focus and halfway in focus, right? Now, if you take that and you bring it even closer, now because the circle is closer to your eye, it's even further out of focus because it's on a much different focal plane than being 6 inches ahead. Like, I can physically see if I'm looking forward and moving my hand from here to here, my hand gets more blurry. And because it's also closer to my eye, my left eye is seeing less of it, which means I've got more peripheral view on this side. Anyway, it works, and because I don't dial, it's not an issue. So anybody that says it's dumb, I mean, whatever, it works great. I mean, I've taken shots at 300 yards with it. I can actually still use the turrets. I only dial up about 1 mil worth at the most anyway. That gets me to 800 yards. So that's more than enough for this kind of a setup. Anyway, so just quickly going over it again. This is the Athlon Helos BTR Gen 2 2-12 by 42. So low end of 2 power, which I really wanted. I know there's other companies like Primary Arms that have the 2.5 to 10. I wanted something that was a little less than 2.5, but also went up to a little bit more than 10. So this scope fell right in that category. It is Athlon, but I'll tell you what, guys, this scope is great. Like, it really is. It's got good glass, the reticle's crisp, turrets are really nice. I mean, I don't know if you can hear it, but they are very crispy, and I really like it a lot. The illumination on it, right now the battery's kind of dead, but when the battery's full, I mean, you can shoot in really bright conditions and you can still see the illumination on it. So really no issues on that front at all. The parallax works great, just down to 10 yards. So, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with it. So moving forward from this area, we've got the Magpul Bipod. Been made fun of for this too, but I don't know if you guys can figure this out, but like this gun with the suppressor on it, I put it on my scale, shit weighs 12 pounds, guys. And again, this is it's a 9 3/4 inch long suppressor. And so I've also got, you know, the bipods here as well, and I've got the light. And I've got the light pushed out this far just because it throws a hell of a shadow sitting any further back with this long suppressor. When I get a short suppressor, probably gonna pull it back a little bit further. Anyway, so been kind of made fun of for having the Magpul Bipod because it's cheap. Yeah, I know it's cheap, but that's kind of one of the reasons I got it. It's cheap. It is aluminum underneath here. It's adjustable. It has interchangeable feet on it, but more importantly, it's very lightweight. And that's really what I was going for this entire setup, was trying to keep the weight down as much as I humanly could and still have a functional long-range rifle. Because, you know, I could have kept it pretty much like this, but, you know, thrown on an 18, 20, 24-inch barrel. But then, you know, I've got a monstrosity of a rifle. So when this is broken down with the suppressor off, it's pretty short. I mean, it is a 14.5, It's a lot more maneuverable, and I've got the Magpul bipod that I've got is the sling swivel version, so that if I needed to, I could just, you know, unscrew this, take it off, and that way it's even lighter. So everything is on here for a reason. It's not, I didn't just, you know, mall ninja this up. I didn't just throw stuff on here. I sat and thought about it a long time. Another reason this is nice to have further back here, more weight to the rear. I mean, shit, this gun is super front heavy. So any more weight I can get this way, the better. Anyway, so those are my thoughts. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you have any dumb questions, get ready for me to roast the shit out of you. But anyway, oh, I did forget to mention, this does have a geissele 2-stage trigger in it, so shooting long range is pretty easy. Also BCM Mod 3 grip. Anyway, thanks guys. See you later.